You're wanting to build the surface tension up as much as you can into a perfect little ball. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, this is overflowing. That's a little bit too much. I've never had it do this. Today, we are moving the chickens. You don't know how to read my
I don't. I was like so confused.
Oh, also, Kelly made a yummy, delicious pecan pie. Pecan pie for breakfast.
Pecan pie without letting us know.
Now, baby, we don't have to do this. If you're already pressed for time, let's not do it. We can do it Friday. I was surprised that you were like, yeah, we can totally do everything. Okay, does that make you feel better?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Never mind, we're not moving the chickens today because Kelly has to go out of town. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shape and we'll bake the loaf of bread and look at our dogs. Okay, so since Kelly is leaving a little earlier than I thought and was getting stressed out about moving the chickens, I didn't know she was leaving this early. We're gonna switch it up a little bit and I'm gonna show you how I make my sourdough bread. Basically just how I shape it. It's not like the full one. I gotta get to that, but it's not there yet. So I'm just gonna take a loaf and I'm gonna shape it for you. Here is some dough that has just gone through the bulk ferment stage and I'm now going to shape it. Look at that. My goodness. This guy is ready to go. Wow, that is huge, man. This was, when we put it in, the dough was down to here. So it is expanded and risen that much. Holy moly. All right, so in the shaping process, what we're gonna do, you need a scraper. I prefer this kind of scraper. I just got it on Amazon. I can put links down below. Remind me if I don't put the links. I always forget. Then what I do is I just run some warm water over here in the sink. So what you want is you want an unfloured countertop, but you also want to have your flour ready because pretty soon after you get it out of the bowl, then you want to start flouring it. Trying to get as much as it out and keeping as much of the life of the dough still intact. You don't want it, you worked really hard to get all those bubbles. Don't want to mess it up. Got my flour. So what I'm gonna do is take the flour, start flouring the top, and then I'm gonna liberally flour this side of the countertop because what you'll see here in a second is I'm gonna take the dough and then flip it over here. All right. So then loosen this up a little bit. And you want to be kind of quick with this. And then flip it. Just like that. This side that's up is rather sticky. And then what I like to do is I like to kind of lightly stretch it out a little bit. You don't want to deflate it that much, but you kind of just want to expand it just a little. Now what is going to be called is the pre-shaping is we're just going to fold once here like this, and then we're going to take these and try to kind of pinch up the seams a little bit, then take the other side, fold it over. If you ever had a baby, it's kind of like you're doing the swaddle of like a newborn baby. You kind of have to swaddle. Boo! My card ran out of space and I wasn't watching it because I was doing the bread. Basically what you missed is I was just going to do one more fold and then do the seams. It's kind of like you're wrapping a baby in a swaddle. I'm going to show you another part of the pre-shaping here in a bit. But basically you just want to fold it once, you fold it again, then you fold that other side and you just kind of pinch all the seams. And then what you'll do is you roll it over. So you want all of the seams that you just created on the bottom of the loaf. So basically you do the swaddle thing, then you do this process. You're going to try to make it, and you're just trying to build surface tension here. On the top, just like this. And you're just gonna keep on moving it. You're wanting wanting to build the surface tension up as much as you can into a perfect little ball. Basically on the bottom is going to be a seam that will end up being the bottom of the loaf. So I don't have a proofing basket yet. Hopefully I'll get that for Christmas, but I don't have one yet. But basically I'm just going to take a towel like this, put it in some sort of bowl. I'm going to take some of this extra flour. I'm going to flour the loaf. Because what you want, you don't want it to stick in the bowl. So you want the top to be nice and floured. Then what you're going to do is very liberally flour inside of the bowl. You want to get it all on the sides and everything. And you just kind of want to be fast and do it upside down and then put it in just like that. So can you see that? So that's that seam that I've been talking about. And then what I like to do is kind of take the sides and make sure, yeah, because it's kind of sticky right now. You've worked so hard to get this shape. You don't want, whenever you bring this out, for it to stick to the towel and mess it all up. Then you're going to just flour the top, because what you're going to do is cover the bowl. Okay, so typically what I would do is just put this in the fridge and let it proof overnight. That's what most people do, and that's usually what I do because it's a lot easier. But right now it's 10 o'clock. What I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to leave it out, room temperature, and hopefully it will rise for us, because that's what you want to do. This should double in size and do kind of like the same thing and start mushrooming like up, and hopefully that'll work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in our cabinet right here above our refrigerator and then close the cabinet up, and that's a little warm spot. So it's kind of like a little fermentation station up there. Really what you want is to ferment your bread for a long period of time. That's where it gets really nice and soury. That's why I like doing it in the fridge, but I want to be able to show you in this video. So hopefully that'll work. We just need it to get a good shape. But typically, put it in the fridge. That's the better choice. 2 hours later. Let's check on this. Ooh, yeah, buddy. Okay, so that's doing good. It is. Okay, so I think probably another 2 hours and we should be good. And we will be able to bake it. Okay, so I think probably another 2 hours and it should be good. Wow, that was a big spin. Sorry, didn't mean to make you sick there. But we should be able to bake it hopefully in another 2 hours. 3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Let's see if it's ready. Holy moly. I can't even grab it. Whoa. Wow. Yeah, I'd say it's ready. Wow. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, this is overflowing. That's a little bit too much. I've never had it do this. Wow. This is huge. A little bit too much. Okay, so we have to put our oven really high at 525 to make this work. I think it's just an inefficient oven. So if you have a normal oven that actually can control the heat, then you're probably fine. But it's got to be really, really hot. I have our Dutch oven in there, and I'm not going to bring that out until after I score this guy. This thing is huge. It's a little bit too much. I've never seen it go that much. So, because usually I do it in the fridge, and maybe I should have done it a little bit earlier. But let's just see. Oh, it's going to squish it. Okay. Yes. Ooh, buddy. Ooh-wee. Okay, man. It's a little dry. Man, this thing I have no clue. Yep, I think it might have overproofed. Bummer, man. I've never done that before. Bummer. Okay, so now I'm just scoring this guy. Hopefully we can still get a good oven spring. Big, huge. Oh my goodness gracious. This is not, I have no idea how this is gonna work. So now what I'm gonna do is set timer for 25 minutes. Definitely overproof that guy. It got big and then it kind of deflated inside. So, bummer, bummer, bummer. Here's a couple of photos of the loaves that I made for Thanksgiving. They came out really good. I'm excited about it. Like 25 minutes later. All right, let's see. It's not done yet. We just gotta see if it rose. Okay, it did. It's a little bit goofy looking, but it did rise. Okay, a little bit. Good. All right, so now what we're gonna do is drop, for me, drop the temperature 455, and then do this for another 25 minutes. All right, let's see. Yeah, didn't quite do what I wanted.
But it's still above, it's not horrible.
Yeah, it didn't,
Oh.
well, because I overproofed it.
Yeah, please.
So, unfortunately, but it's still very hollow. Still has like a good crust.
Wait, listen to it.
It's not a lot yet. Hopefully it'll.
I only heard one bubble.
Yeah, it's not as
Bubbly.
It's not as crackly. This is kind of how sourdough is. Sometimes you nail it and sometimes you don't. You're not supposed to have a line like this. That's not normal. That's because it folded in on itself inside because it rose so much.
I thought you cut that line.
I did not. No, it was because it was blue. It was exploding out of that small bowl. Okay. I'm gonna make another one probably tomorrow. Well, I won't be ready tomorrow, but I'll start it tomorrow and it'll be ready probably Friday.